There are a lot of unique weapons in Oblivion Remastered, but in this video, I will be showing you 10 unique weapons that you don't want to miss. But first, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to this channel for more videos just like this one. First up on the list, we have a really good staff. To get it, you will need to go to the Imperial City Market District, then go to the Reindeer's staff store. And when you get here, you can talk to Reindeer and he will be selling the Apotheosis unique staff. The Apotheosis is a very strong staff due to the enchantment on it, which will make it do 33 frost damage, 33 fire damage, and 33 shock damage every time you hit an enemy. So as you can see, it will do a lot of damage. To get the next weapon on the list, you will need to run over to the Three Brothers Trade Goods shop, which will also be in the Market District. Then when you get here, talk to Tartulian and ask him about Thorinir. This will start the Unfriendly Competition side quest. Then you will just need to progress through this side quest until you reach the part in the quest where you will enter a crypt. This will also be where you will fight Agamir. Once you kill Agamir, you will want to look for the grave of Caliban, which will be the middle grave on the left side of the room. And tucked into the corner of the grave, you will find the unique Caliban's Grim Retort mace. This is another great weapon because of the enchantment on it, which will absorb 5 strength and 8 blunt from your target and deal 10 frost damage. So it will hit hard, deal extra frost damage, and it will increase your strength and blunt skills, making you then hit harder with this weapon. So it's definitely a weapon that you don't want to miss. But you can also look for Agamir's body, and nearby it you should find the unique Debaser sword. This won't be as good as the Caliban's Grim Retort, but it's free and the enchantment on it will make it drain willpower and endurance when you hit enemies with it. To get the next weapon, you will want to go to the town of Chorrol. Then when you get here, go to the Grey Mare and talk to Reynold. He will give you a side quest called Separated at Birth, which will send you to the town of Shadenhall to find Reynold's long-lost brother. Then they will reunite in Chorrol. After this, they will ask you to find their old family home, which will be right here on your map. Go there and clear out the ogres that have taken over, then you can return to them and lead them back to this house to finish this questline. From here, you will need to go back to Chorrol and wait a few days until you're approached by a man named Fathis. He will give you a side quest called Sins of the Father, which will send you to find a sword that the father of the 2 previous brothers stole. This will lead you to an ogre cave near the brothers' home, and on the body of the ogre chieftain at the end of the cave you will find the Honorblade of Chorrol, which is the sword that you were sent here to retrieve, but from this point you will have a few options. You can either return it to Fathis for 1,000 gold, or bring it to the Countess of Chorrol for a very good unique shield, or you can keep it for yourself until you're ready to give it to either Fathis or the Countess. You will more than likely want to hold onto this sword as it is a very strong weapon, and because of it being a quest item, it will have 0 carry weight. So hold on to this sword until you decide what you want to do with it. It's a very strong weapon and it will help you out in the game, and then when you don't want it, you can turn it in for the quest to get a different reward. But while we're near Chorrol, we can also head back to the Grey Mare and talk to Valis. He will give you a side quest called the Killing Fields and ask you to help his 2 sons defend their farm outside of Chorrol. So just follow this quest to his sons and then walk with them to the farm, where you will be attacked by a few waves of goblins. But if both sons survive these attacks, you can go back to Valis and Chorrol, and he will give you the unique Chillrend sword. So I really suggest saving before you're attacked at the farm, so if one son dies you can retry. But the Chillrend is a very good weapon. It will do a great amount of damage, and the enchantment on it will make it deal 5 frost damage to enemies that you hit with it, and make that enemy 10% weaker to all frost damage for a short time. And again, because we're in Chorrol, we can go outside of Chorrol and check to see if there's an Oblivion Gate. If there is, then head inside, but if there isn't, then you will need to go around and enter every Oblivion Gate you come across until you enter an Oblivion Gate that looks exactly like this one on the other side. If you enter an Oblivion Gate with these 5 towers in front of you, that will mean that you're in Oblivion World 2, which means you can easily get 2 amazing unique secret weapons. But you should know that the Oblivion Gate that opens outside of Chorrol will always be Oblivion World number 2, and every other Oblivion Gate in the game will have a 1 out of 7 chance of being World number 2, so you may have to enter a few gates until you get one with World number 2 inside of it, or just wait until the gate opens outside of Chorrol. But once you find one, just follow where I go on screen to get to this secret door. Then run through the cave to get to the Tower of Hatred and take out these 2 Daedra enemies and grab the keys off of their bodies. Eventually you will come across 2 doors that will require those keys to go further. Then you will come into this main room with a portal at the top of the stairs, and you will need to use that portal to get to the top floor. Then you can loot these 2 chests that will be on your left and right. Each chest will have a different unique weapon inside of it. The one on the left will have the Hatred's Heart unique mace, and the one on the right will have the unique Hatred's Soul bow. Both of these weapons will have the same enchantment, which will drain your target's speed and deal fire damage on each hit, but they will both be very good weapons. And they are also re-obtainable, which means if you find another Oblivion Gate that leads to World number 2, you can get higher level versions of these weapons. And the level 19 plus version of the Hatred's Soul bow will be one of the best bows in the game. So whenever you get a gate that leads you to World number 2, always make sure you make this quick detour, and at the very least you can sell these 2 unique items for some extra gold. The next unique weapon will come from a fighting chant shop in the Imperial City Market. When you get here, talk to the store owner and she will be selling the Battle Axe of Hatred, which is a hard-hitting 2-handed axe that will have an enchantment that will do 5 damage to strength, 5 damage to willpower, and 5 damage to endurance every time you hit an enemy. And then for the next weapon, head over to Dive Rock, which will be right here on your map. From here, follow where I go to find a troll that will be to the southeast. Then when you kill this troll, you can loot the unique Frostwyrm bow off of its body. This is another amazing bow. It won't be as good as the Hatred's Soul bow, but it will still be very good and it won't require you to farm Oblivion Gates. The enchantment on the Frostwyrm bow will make it do 15 frost damage per hit. And the final 2 unique weapons will come from the Imperial City Market. First, go to the Three Brothers trade goods store and talk to Sergius, and he will be selling the Akaviri Sunderblade. This is a pretty good weapon, especially if you're trying to level up your armorer skill, as the enchantment on this weapon will make it do 100 disintegration damage to your target's armor and weapon, which will either break your enemy's armor and weapons, making them easier to deal with and removing their ability to fight back with a weapon, or you can use it to damage armor and weapons, then repair them to level up the armoring skill. Then we will want to go next door to Jensine's Good as New merchandise. And here you can talk to Jensine and she will be selling the unique Akaviri Warblade. This sword will look just like the Akaviri Sunderblade, but this version will be more for dealing damage, as the enchantment on it will make the weapon do 30 damage to fatigue, 15 damage to health, and 30 damage to magicka per hit. And those are 10 unique weapons that you don't want to miss in Oblivion Remastered, but I would love to know which of them are your favorites in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.